Now I'm at the point you wanna be with me. I'm vibing out at a higher frequency, cause everything that I want and I'm gonna be, it's when I wake up, that's when I start to dream. Someone you love is talking down, here is the plan. Let it fall through like a handful of sand. Nothing happens overnight, what you must understand. If you dwell on the bad, then you don't stand a chance. Something you want upset, saying why it ain't mine yet. That's because now you have yet to change your mindset. People don't put their mind to rest while they're so wired. A lot of people go to sleep and wake up tired. Power of positivity and persistence. Say that I can, we'll just sit back and witness. Make an impact when our time is done. Make money, help people, and have lots of fun. Whoa.
Welcome to Office Hours, hosted by legendary sports executive, entrepreneur, and investor David Meltzer, where the brightest millionaires, billionaires, and entrepreneurs in business, sports, and entertainment get together to talk about success, failure, and everything in between.
You have the responsibility of providing value to them.
Take a deep dive into the mind of some of the world's most impactful guests.
Really, the goal isn't to be disciplined. The goal is for it to be intuitive.
To share their strategies and tools to dominate their respective fields.
Just decided I'm going to prove them wrong because I feel like this is progressive. This is something that is new and different.
David Meltzer hosts Office Hours.
There we go. I don't know why we weren't joined there, but all right, ready to go. It is training today on Thursday. I've been doing Friday trainings, sometimes on Thursday, once in a while on Wednesdays for over 23 years. So blessed to have over 80,000 people registered on all platforms joining us, not counting the replays, of course. In today's training is going to be about the stage theory, and it's probably the biggest principle or theories on how to build a brand for your personal brand, product, service, or solution. 35 years of marketing experience. And what I've come to the conclusion, make sure you load in the questions for the second half of training, because I'm not just going to teach. I want to know what you're listening for. But more importantly, the stage theory is derived from an interesting place, and it's Shakespeare. The idea that thousands of years ago, Shakespeare understood branding and marketing today is surprising, but yet not unbelievable. And what Shakespeare said years ago was, the whole world is your stage. And that wasn't true at the time, but it is true today. And one of the realizations in this great realization that the whole world is now your stage, because you can create content on any stage, anywhere, and it can reach anyone, anytime. And so to create a strategy on how to build a brand, which requires you to build a community, the community I'm trying to build is a community of people who want to help each other and know people who can help each other, be happy, make a lot of money, help a lot of people, and have a lot of fun. And how do we create this stage theory in building our brand is the first technology that exists today that did not exist before, or did exist, but only in the forms of frescoes or paintings, where they would commission a great artist with these huge paintings that then they could tell a story from. But instead today, the first part of the stage theory is the ability to capture. It's never been easier to capture your essence, your skills, your knowledge, your desire. And we have to create strategies. If you want to build a brand, to build a community for a product, service, solution, or your personal brand, you need to every day have a strategy of how am I going to capture my essence? What am I going to do to capture my essence, my skills, my knowledge, not only of what, but who, and my desire to be what I must be, to learn lessons, to have fun, to do my best, whatever it is. And so each day, if we want to build a brand and find that frequency, we need to capture our essence as many times. And luckily, we can capture it with a simple cell phone. We can capture our voice. We can capture our audio, video. We can capture our essence. And we should every day capture as much of our essence as we can. And then I would also suggest utilizing AI to transcribe our essence so that you have and can utilize search engines, SEO, all types of capabilities by putting words behind your essence. And AI now is so inexpensive, not only to capture, but to transcribe, so we can capture everything in audio, video, and words. And they all can be searchable. And they'll be more and more searchable because AI, being such a great servant, not a leader, not a master, but a servant to our capture, we're going to have so many capabilities a year or 10 years from now that you are going to kick yourself if you're not capturing your essence and transcribing it so that you have video, audio, and words tied to your essence. The second component of the whole world being your stage, or the stage theory, is as we capture things, they aggregate, they compound in their outcomes and accelerate. And in other words, there's so many places, since the whole world is our stage and we can reach the whole world with the stages of the whole world, then we need to modify what we've captured. And a lot of people are wasting their capability because they capture some of their essence, they capture some of their non-essence, but they have no modification. So they strictly write a blog or have a podcast or create videos for Instagram Reels or Facebook fan page or TikTok alone. There is no reason that every piece of content could not be modified to suit every single platform that you want. One piece of content should be cut up into 20, 30, even 40 different ways. Modification is its separate strategy in order to effectuate an aggregation, a compounding, and acceleration of your own brand, product, service, solution, or personal brand. If you don't realize that Shakespeare thousands of years ago was right, that the whole world now is our stage, that no matter where we are, it is a stage and we can reach the entire world if we capture video, audio, and transcribe it, and we modify it so that it has its best capability and best value for each of the additional platforms that exist. And so in order to do so and utilize this modification, we have to make an investment to do so. We have to make an investment to capture, whether it be a cell phone, $2 a month AI service like Rev, R-E-V is one that I use. There's so many out there. But if you're not making that investment in the capture or modification, then you're not going to get to the second two steps of what we do. In order to do this, you need to strategize about your own timing and your own risk tolerance in building a brand for your product, service, solution, or your personal brand. This timing and risk tolerance commitment is why most people, let's take podcasts, for example, we're blessed to have done over 1,400 of one of my podcasts, over 500 of another. So the playbook, I think, has over 1,400 episodes. We just celebrated the 500th episode of Office Hours, which not only is a podcast, but it's a digital show and now even a TV show. So is the playbook, and so is 2-Minute Drill. But in order to get there and to utilize the stage theory, we had to create a timing and risk tolerance analysis. And my timing was surprising to many people. Now, let's take podcasts, for example. When, first of all, I started my podcast utilizing the help of a guy named Gary Vaynerchuk, will actually be at VCon. He was just blessing us with the David Meltzer experience. We have our own stage and our own the podcast studio for VCon. We have a VIP dinner that has attracted the likes of Jim Quick and Austin Eckler and Michael Chandler and Jeff Hoffman and Clinton Sparks and Dan Fleischman and Jeff Fenster. And I'm sure I'm forgetting about 20 other great people that are coming. But because of the stage theory, we're going to be able to utilize this idea of all these different podcasts, of all these different people that are in the community. But yet when I started, number one, I didn't think that podcasts would be a great path for me because I thought there was too many. 6 years ago, 6 years and 5 months to be exact, since 6 Super Bowls ago, I thought there was too many podcasts. And I told Gary, hey, why would I do it? There's 200,000 podcasts. Now there's over 3 million and growing. But of the 3 million and growing, 99% of them won't publish or post more than 10 episodes. So if you want to be in the top 1% in the stage theory, you have to be consistent. You have to, and I will give everyone advice. I do a lot of coaching on, speaking, writing books, on podcasts, on business, on how to make money, help people, and have fun through all of them. But the number one lesson that I learned is you have to have a timing and risk tolerance analysis. Are you going to do it once a week, twice a week, 4 times a week, 7 times a week, 10 times a week? What are you going to do, and how much are you willing to invest in the capture and the modification side? Most people understand there's an investment in the third step of the stage theory, but they ignore the first 2 steps. You need to know your timing and risk tolerance, your investment in building a community, because communities do 3 things. They attract more community, they aggregate, they compound, so they don't grow 1 person a week. They grow 1 person the first week, 2 people the second week, 4 people the third week, 8 people the fourth week, 16 people, etc. And if you're not willing to commit to the discipline that's necessary in order to have those characteristics of aggregation, compounding, and acceleration, then you're not going to be satisfied with your outcomes. You're going to constantly go the extra mile every once in a while and then justify why you're not where you want to be because you went the extra mile every once in a while. And that's usually the biggest interference that people have to their success, is they lie to themselves and they go the extra mile every once in a while, and then they quit because things aren't happening, aggregating fast enough, accelerating fast enough, exponentially giving them the results that they want. But if you are committed to a plan, to a strategy of capture and modification, and you know your timing and risk tolerance, you will have nothing but success, proving that the stage theory will allow you to use the whole world as your stage. I know Frank Villa is asking his question already. What is the stage theory? The stage theory is the whole world is your stage. 7.6 billion people can be in your community if you utilize and capture your essence and modify it correctly. Now, one of the other nuances of the whole world being your stage is you have to realize that through enjoying the consistent, persistent pursuit of your potential, of capturing your essence, your skills, your knowledge, and your desire, and modifying it correctly to all the different platforms you want to be on, that 10% of the people are going to love you no matter what. 10% of the people are going to recommend you to anyone and everyone they can, because no matter what, 10% of the people are going to love you because they're on your frequency. Your skills, your knowledge, and your desire vibes with them. Your product, service, solution, your essence, your brand, it vibes with them. So 10% of the people. So if you know 10% of 7.6 billion people are going to love you no matter what, then that should inspire you, and it should change your timing and risk tolerance of how much investment you want to make into the capture of your essence and modification of it. But you have to be wary, because 10% in the stage theory, 10% of the people, no matter what, are going to hate you. You are going to be Tabasco in a wound. That's because they don't vibrate at the same frequency of you. That no matter what you say, they're never going to align with you. And so those people, some of them, are going to attack you. They're going to put judgments and conditions on you. They're going to create separation between you and others. And so you need to be confident in the fact that 10% of the people, 7.6 billion people, the whole world of your stage is going to love you, and 10% are going to not love you. But it's the other 80%. It's the other 80% that cause the aggregation, the compounding outcome, and acceleration that creates great brands, products, services, and solutions. How is it that Shakespeare had it so right? The whole world is your stage, and we can utilize it with the proper strategy to capture our essence and to, of course, modify it correctly to all the different platforms. Now, the third step of the stage theory is amplification. And this is where people are lying, cheating, manipulating, overselling, back-end selling, that they actually pretend to know what they don't know. I promise you, in the course of amplification, that most people don't know what the heck they're talking about. Amplification is utilization of other people's content and platforms to either unpaid or paid distribute your content to create what's called a viral outcome of posting. And there's many different strategies on how to do it for free or how to pay to do it, to create a vending machine where we can attract more people in our community so that our 10% get bigger, the people that love us and the people that hate us. But we also are aggregating and exponentially accelerating the number of people in the 80% that just aren't aware of us, and that we can entice and stimulate and share a vision with of our essence, our skills, our knowledge, and our desire. Utilization of the stage theory to not only capture, modify, but to amplify. And there's many different ways to do it. But the more consistent and persistent we are in the capture and modification, the better we will be able to amplify what we do. The more people will aggregate, the more exponentiality it will grow, and the faster it will grow. These are three of the components, three of the characteristics of energy. Behavior and money, by the way, also apply to building a brand, building a community of people that love you, don't love you, or aren't aware of you. And those are the three people that we want to attract. People that love us, that will automatically tell everyone to love us. We want to attract the people that aren't aware of us and are open-minded and open-hearted and open-handed to be aware of us. And we also want to attract the people that don't like us so that we can know who not to address, that are protecting and promoting us by telling other people that we suck. See, when someone says you suck, two things happen. You either attract more people that love you, or you're protected from the people that don't love you. What do I mean by that? I'll give you an example. When I captured my essence in my first book, by the way, I will send everyone my book. If you haven't got it yet, anyone in our community here, I will sign a copy. I will pay for shipping and the book. I will send it to you. But when I wrote my first book, my very first review from a very large book reviewer, I think it was Goodreads or somewhere like that. But anyway, basically the review read that this book sucks. David Meltzer is an idiot. He thinks that if you talk to water, you can clean it or make it dirty. If you talk negative to clear water, it will turn dirty. And if you talk positive to clear water, it will make it clean. Now, I learned that by reading books and different movies that I saw. Blink was one of them. And I agreed with it. I think absolutely understanding frequency and vibration, that if you speak into something, it will have an impact on it, right? The same way doing and thinking, believing, and feeling have an impact, so does saying. And so words are powerful. And I've seen in person somebody speak to water, speak to plants, speak to kids, and change them for the better or the worse from the words that they use. Well, anyway, this woman, and I appreciate her so much, by the way, she was one of the 10% that no matter what I would say, hated me and called me an idiot and said that that was one of the stupidest books and things that I said. Now, the book talks about a lot of things beyond talking to water. So you know this person has a closed mind. You know this person, just is one of those 10%. So what happened? This is why amplification is so important. Everyone that read that review and believed her never bought my book. So they had no reason, no purpose to tell people that my book sucked. And by the way, if they read it, they would have thought, the majority of them, if not all of them, would have thought my book sucks. Because anyone that would read a review saying, hey, this book sucks and this guy's an idiot because he said you could talk to water and change it to clear or dirty, if they read the book, they're not changing their mind. So what has she done? She has protected me, because anybody that would have bought the book or gotten the book and believed that, most likely would have not liked the book. And then there'd be a whole bunch of other people telling a whole bunch of other people and doing more reviews saying this book sucks. But what I didn't anticipate about the stage theory and about amplification was that millions of people read that review. And they said, no, Dave Meltzer is not an idiot. This book is not stupid. I agree with David Meltzer that you could talk to water, that you could change dirty water to clean water or clean water to dirty water by the usage of the right vibration frequency that's created by the words that we say. And she aggregated a community of people that love me. She compounded a community of people with an exponentiality. She accelerated the sales of my book to make it a bestseller, both domestically and internationally, and have allowed hundreds of thousands of people to buy my book, even though I give it for free. I will send it, sign it, pay for shipping in the book. Yet hundreds of thousands of people buy my book because of this great review that said I suck and I'm an idiot. That's the stage theory. Understanding that aligned with our timing and risk tolerance, if we capture and modify things correctly, we can have a strategy that incorporates people that love us, people that hate us, and people that aren't aware of us. I'm going to repeat that. We incorporate, aligned with the timing and risk tolerance, those people that love us, those people that hate us, and those people that aren't aware of us. And we do that aligned with the timing and risk tolerance to amplify either unpaid or paid or both, and create, aligned with the timing and risk tolerance, a strategy to amplify so that out of the 7.6 billion with the B people out there, we capture as many of the 10% that love us. We are protected and promoted as much by the 10% that hate us. And we raise the awareness to the 80% of the people that don't know of us. with unlimited possibilities, proving an infinite, abundant, all-knowing community or source of people as we do whatever content, whether it's books, podcasts, TV shows, trainings, whatever I do, all of it's applicable to capture, modify, and amplify. And the fourth step of the stage theory, the final one that Shakespeare, however he figured it out, because he's the king of the fourth step. Because today, people still read Shakespeare, watch Shakespeare on movies and plays. They are all aware of Shakespeare. And Shakespeare had it right, the stage theory, that the whole world was his stage. It was just a matter of time. And time is exactly what the fourth step in the stage theory is. And it's the perpetual nature of time. If we understand the infinite amount of time, the past, present, and future, if we understand the great reconciliation in the perpetuation of our content, of our capture, modification, and amplification, then we can create the appropriate strategy as Shakespeare did, because he was the first to quote, "The whole world is our stage." So when he wrote Hamlet, he knew that his Hamlet was perpetual in nature, that once it was recorded into book form, that it would last forever. Now, today we have digital formats and we have all the different places that we put things. You know, I'm just amazed when I was talking about the 500th episode today of my digital show, which is also a podcast and a TV show, and snippets of it are Instagram reels and Facebook fan pages and TikToks and LinkedIn's and IGs and everywhere that we go. It's an amazing thing. But to that measure, we utilize a strategy knowing that all content is perpetual, that it's going to last forever. Once it's in digital form, it can be accessed 100 years from now. And so the perpetual nature of content within the context of the stage theory allows us to realize that people can binge watch David Meltzer as a brand, or your product, service, or solution as a brand. They can binge watch things. And we can see that taking form today with syndicated TV shows that are now binge watch, Seinfeld, or, you know, some of even the older shows out there on Nick at Night that, you know, who knows how many millions of people are watching today that didn't have TV sets back then. If you don't have a strategy when you're capturing, modifying, and amplifying, that the fourth and final step of perpetuation, that we truly are in part of a unlimited, infinite, abundant system of thought, and that the more we capture our thought, our essence, our skills, our knowledge, and our desire, the more and better we are at modifying it towards each of these platforms, the greater alignment we have in timing and risk tolerance in the amplification, paid and unpaid, to eventually create a perpetual Akashic records of who we are, our essence, our brand. Until we realize that everything that we capture, modify, amplify has a perpetual purpose that can be searched by audio, video, by words, then we are not allowing ourselves to live to our potential. And it all starts by finding our frequency, knowing our brand, knowing our skills, our knowledge of who and what, and our desire, in order to create this unbelievable community of people that love our product, love our solution or service, or love us as a personal brand. My entire strategy is based on Shakespeare. Shakespeare has proven the stage theory. The whole world is your stage. 7.6 billion people and growing can either love you, hate you, or eventually be aware of you. If you learn to capture content correctly, if you learn to modify it, if you learn to amplify it, paid and unpaid strategies, and especially perpetuate it. I have an exercise sheet on the Stage Theory to help you. We do free Friday trainings to help you. We have a group, a community that meets on Monday to help you. I have a wait list to help one-on-one for you to build your brand, product, service, solution, or your personal brand. The whole world is your stage. 10% will love you, 10% will hate you, protect and promote you, I should say. And the other 80%, how many of those people can we raise the awareness to what we are doing, how we're doing it, and have a prioritization accordingly? This is exactly how we create a brand. It's the easiest, fastest, efficient, effective, and statistically successful way to do so. If you'd like the free guide on the Stage Theory for me to help you, just email me, david@dmeltzer.com. And not only will I send you the Stage Theory exercise, but I will sign a book, send it to you, and pay for shipping as well. Not a problem. Would love to share that with you. We also are on our way. We're already at VCon. Stop by the booth if you're there. We have a VIP dinner on Friday night. So we're doing a meetup on Saturday in front of the Peyton Manning statue at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time in Indianapolis. So please stop by. Come see us in person. I'll give you a book in person. I'll sign it. Save me the shipping. I'd be happy to sign it there. So come to the meetup. Come to the VIP dinner. Come by our booth, our stage. I'll be speaking, coaching, all these different things I'll be doing with Gary there at VCon. And then next week, I'll be in Vegas. Come see me there at the studio at the Wynn. Come with me to Caesars. We have a VIP dinner there. We'll go see a show together. Just reach out. Ask for help. David@dmeltzer.com. Anyway, Jakey Bakey, please reset the room and we'll answer some questions.
Thank you so much for that, David. Thank you. That was the training on Stage Theory. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Now we got 30 minutes for some Q&A, question and answers. So I know a lot of people are starting to raise their hand and wanting to join to share their questions, feedback, anything that they wanted to ask. I will quickly reset the room. This is the weekly training, free Friday training, but on Thursday here with David Meltzer. David's been doing free training for over 23 years. So if you have any questions you'd like to ask, please feel free to raise your hand and we will bring you up. Also, let's take a second here to invite your friends, invite your family, invite the whole community here on Clubhouse. You can do that on Clubhouse, of course, in social media, on your text messages. Let's continue to share the room. And then also just wanted to bring up as well a few things that Dave mentioned too. So now David is on the way tonight to VCon here in Indianapolis. So if anyone is around VCon, please email David. We'd love to see you at the VIP dinner tomorrow night here at the booth at Lucas Oil Stadium and throughout. So if anyone is here, just email David, david@dmeltzer.com. david@dmeltzer.com. There will also be a meetup on Saturday here in Indianapolis at 10 a.m. in front of the Peyton Manning statue here at Lucas Oil. Also in Las Vegas on May 23rd, Tuesday of next week, there will be a dinner as well. And then also the 500th episode of Office Hours actually was this morning. So really big day in the world of Office Hours. So congratulations, David, and the whole team on that. So I just wanted to mention that. And then, yeah, let's keep it going on the training. So I had a couple of announcements to make here. And let's bring up Stephanie. Stephanie, if you want to unmute yourself and ask David your question, welcome. All right, looks like Stephanie's still on mute. Malad, do you want to ask your question? If you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, of course. Hey, Mr. Meltzer, how are you? Congrats on the 500th episode.
Thank you.
Mr. Meltzer, do you think content naturally has an audience? Or do you think like quality content generates its own audience, or like a mix of both? And specifically, I'm asking for someone who is starting. Do you think it's more important to emphasize on producing the quality or trying to target a specific audience?
Oh, no, just be yourself. That's the whole idea of this Stage Theory is when you're yourself, you're unique. You're your own fingerprint on life. And because we have this Stage Theory that the whole world is now accessible, that 10% of the whole world, no matter who you are, no matter what the quality of your content is, 10% are going to love you. 10% are going to protect and promote you. In other words, hate you. And it's the consistency that allows you to aggregate it compound the community and accelerate it. So it's a matter of just following, this idea of I better capture who I am better and better. I can modify it onto a platform, a shape, size, caption that's best suitable for the platforms that I want to edit it for or modify it for. And then I can amplify it for free through people who love me, or I can pay for it as well to find people that love me, protect and promote / hate me, or become aware of me. And so it's more a matter for me of learning to love you, of being yourself, and knowing that no matter who we are, you could be Einstein or you could be Dumb and Dumber. And no matter what, there's a ton of people who are going to love you, hate you / protect and promote you, and become more aware of you if you utilize the stage theory to capture, modify, amplify, and perpetuate it. You will grow not only the community, but yourself when you learn to love you and capture, modify, amplify, and perpetuate you. Does that sound fair?
That does sound fair. Can I ask a follow-up?
Sure.
So do you have any tips or advice for if it's like a slow start?
Yeah, 0 to 1 takes more time than 1 to 100. So it's always a slow start, right? Like you cannot, unless you have a ton of money, you can't buy the people, right? I mean, it would take an enormous amount of marketing, but it still takes time. So, the idea is that's why I have you identify your timing and risk tolerance. When I started with Gary Vaynerchuk 6 Super Bowls ago, so approximately 6 years, 4.5 months ago, when I first met Gary and we decided that he would help me with my brand, I would help him with his sports agency. When we decided to work together, he, asked me how many, what's your outcome? What are you looking for? And I said, I have a 20-year plan for my timing and risk tolerance. I'm willing to invest this much time every day and this many dollars every day to get 2 ambassadors a year that will get me 2 ambassadors. And his first question was, what's an ambassador? I said, an ambassador is someone that will tell everyone they meet, you got to listen to David Meltzer. You got to read David Meltzer. You got to hire David Meltzer. You got to love David Meltzer. I love David Meltzer. You need to love him too. And everything he does, from his books, guides, exercises, podcasts, TV show, movies, speeches, coaching, everything I do, you got to love David Meltzer. And I need 2 of those people a year to get me 2 more of those types of people a year. And I'm willing to make Gary this much of investment every year for 20 years. And he said, wow, you get it, brother. I said, well, I get what? He said, you get how to build a brand and to build a community. I said, yeah, because I know the 3 characteristics of behavior: the aggregation, the exponentiality of outcomes, and the acceleration that occurs by enjoying the consistent, persistent pursuit of the outcomes, potential, or truth that I'm looking for in a trajectory of what I'm looking for, or better, by learning the lessons of the past, giving meaning of the past in that trajectory, but doing, saying, thinking, believing, and feeling it every day in that trajectory as well. If I can get 2 people to get me 2 people every year, I started when I was 50, by the way, I would have 2 million people, 2 million ambassadors, telling 2 million new ambassadors every year, to 4 million, to 8 million, to 16 million. By the time I'm 70, I will be the most engaged 70-year-old on social media. I will have an engaged community of over 2 million people getting me 2 million people if I can achieve that type of ambassadorship by taking it slow, by knowing that 0 to 1 will take more than 1 to 100. I tell people all the time, look, I got a 20-year program for you, but it costs you 10 grand a year. And they're like, well, what is it? I said, I can teach you to get 2 ambassadors to get you 2 ambassadors a year. The problem is I only work month to month and I guarantee what I do. And most people quit in year 1 when they only have 2 people. And then a lot of people quit in year 2 that's left because there's only 4 people. And then even more of what's left quits because there's only 8 people. And then in year 4, they're $40,000 in, and there's only 16 people, and almost everyone quits. It's only the people that understand aggregation, compounding, and acceleration that in year 18 have invested $180,000, but have millions and millions of return on their investment because they built a community of ambassadors of thousands of people. And it's everyone that rejoices in 20 years when they're in the same place I am going to be in 20 years with 2 million ambassadors getting me 2 million ambassadors. Yes. Did it cost me $10,000 a year for 20 years? Sure did. Now, if I could guarantee you, Milad, hey, give me 200 grand today, and in 2 weeks, you'll have 2 million ambassadors, everyone on earth would do that. But very few people, very few, 0.001% of the people understand the stage theory and the timing and risk tolerance to build a community of people in order to effectuate what they want to get to the 2 million ambassadors. If I could give it 200,000 up front, 2 weeks later, everybody would do it. Ironically, if I only ask for $10,000 a month and guarantee $10,000 a year and guarantee it, almost everyone would quit by year 5, and there'd be very few people left that understand the empty mile. They'd rather go the extra mile for 2 weeks and then justify why they're not where they're at in 2 weeks because they went the extra mile for 2 weeks and made an investment. Not happening. Does that answer that question?
100%. Thank you so much, Mr. Meltzer. And you can count on me to be an ambassador forever.
All right. Send the 10,000 you're in, buddy. And I'll give you a Ferocious Buddha hoodie for it. We're going to be launching, by the way, one more thing, Jake. You may not even know this, but I'm launching Ferocious Buddha. You'll be seeing for the first time at VCon, the Ferocious Buddha stuff that we have. I want everyone in the world to understand the reconciliation of how to detach from outcome, but still be ferocious, like a tiger, but be Buddhist in the mindset and the heart set, while the handset is ferocious like a tiger. Anyway, you are a Ferocious Buddha, my young Bedouin, or whatever they call them in Star Wars, my young little Yoda. Go ahead, reset the room. Let's take another question.
All right. Thank you, David. Yes, the Ferocious Buddha gear is incredible. So it's not just...
So we'll be giving it away. We'll be giving it away at VCon. Once again, I give away my books. You can have the Ferocious Buddha stuff. So go ahead, stop by, at least get a sticker, put it on somewhere. But we got shirts and hoodies for people. So go ahead, stop by.
Can people take pictures of you as well wearing the Ferocious Buddha t-shirt?
Yeah, maybe I'll shave my head and take off my shirt and look like the fat, happy Ferocious Buddha. Maybe I'll get a tattoo. No, that's against my mom's religion.
You heard it here first.
And your mom's religion, by the way.
Oh, yeah. We won't be doing that. That's for sure.
Okay.
There will be pictures and there will be Ferocious Buddha gear here at VCon, which is at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. It actually starts officially in about 20 minutes with the opening ceremony here, and then Friday and Saturday here in Indianapolis. So if anyone is here, please reach out to David. David's email is david@dmeltzer.com. david@dmeltzer.com. So thank you so much, Milad, for your question. We got people lining up here to ask their questions as well. Let's continue to share the room, everybody, here on Clubhouse and all over with your community, your friends, and your family. So, Dave, I'll pass it back over to you. There's so many questions online if you want to take 2 questions online, and then when you're back, we'll bring up Stephanie or Anna here on Clubhouse.
Yeah, I would love it. There's a long one here. Let's see here. Oh, no, that's someone that wants a recording. Email me if anyone wants one of the content. I have a search engine, search.dmeltzer.com, but email me. I'll give you whatever videos. There's a few people asking for replays, videos, etc. I will go ahead. Let's see here. So many questions. Shit. Yeah. All right. We'll take this one. How do we get speaking engagements when one is unknown? Well, this is exactly the thing. Use the stage theory. Use the stage theory. Get on a stage, know your perceived value and your bottom line, capture it, modify it, amplify it, and perpetuate it. Build a community of people that enjoy your speeches. And more people that see you speak will ask you to speak. More people that see you speak will hire you to speak. I always say know your perceived value and bottom line because speakers are the worst people in the world next to people raising money, of being able to articulate quantitative value of what they're doing. And so they hem and haw when someone asks them that critical question, how much? The answer isn't, well, it depends on, no, the answer is I've practiced articulating quantitative value to exceed what I'm asking for. So I'm $100,000, but I also know my bottom line. And determined upon the situation, the audience, my timing and risk tolerance, my bottom line changes. Sometimes it's $100,000, sometimes it's $50,000. It just depends. I do free charitable speeches as well when I'm able and capable of being paid in another country. I always, like I did in Bali, I speak for free. I did it in Sydney as well. Giving back. But in order to get speaking engagement, everybody, when they started speaking, was unknown by the majority of the people on earth. And I'm going to give you a surprising statistic. Everyone who's been speaking for 50 years and you think is famous has more people on the earth that don't know them that do. There's the power of the stage theory. More people don't know Tony Robbins, who I consider to be the #1 most popular speaker on earth. More people on earth don't know Tony Robbins than do. Period. 7.6 billion people. More people on earth don't know, aren't ambassadors of, aren't followers of Tony Robbins than that do. You just live in a silo, and the majority of the people in your silo know Tony Robbins, love him, don't love him, whatever. This is the secret right there. This question, it's the core of the stage theory. You're unknown. You're going to end up unknown by the majority of the people. But if you capture, modify, amplify, and perpetuate your essence, your skills, your knowledge, and your desire, more people will know you than they do today. More people will be in your community, and you'll be able to effectuate providing value in a value-add world to that community with that humbling perspective that everybody's unknown by more people than they are known. All right? Just use the stage theory, Frank. I promise you, you will get there. All right, Jake, I'm going to take another question, all right?
Perfect.
All right, here we go. How did you leave the world of just enough to this world of incredible abundance and freedom? So what this is referring to is there's 3 worlds. One, a world of not enough that most people live in. It's a zero-sum game where everyone's a victim. Everything's happening to you. And then a few people understand this idea of the world of just enough. And they fool themselves that they're abundant because they live. I did this for years. I fooled myself and said, I'm abundant because everything happens for me. I give to receive. Millions of dollars of giving to receive acknowledgement, recognition, whatever else it is that I was looking for. And when I wasn't happy in the world of just enough, unlike being a victim, because I couldn't buy anything, so it was a why me, not a try me, when things didn't happen as planned, I would buy more things or different things. I'd buy things I didn't need to impress people I didn't like. In the world of just enough, it's just as scarce as the world of not enough. It's just we fool ourselves because we have certain things, but we're always trading or negotiating, still living in a world of scarcity, of a zero-sum game with winners and losers. And when I give, I have lost something. And when someone receives, they have gotten something, instead of the world of more than enough. A world with 3 different criteria. 1, people who live in the world of more than enough and have faith there's more than enough of everything for everyone. They believe in an abundant, infinite system of thought with more than enough of everyone, truly believe in appreciation. They believe that if they appreciate things, it adds more value. The definition of appreciation is to add more value. If your home appreciates, it has more value. So they appreciate, they find the light, the love, and the lesson in everything, and appreciation expands. So they expand, which is what the universe is doing. Expanding, accelerating, aggregating, compounding, all these different things is expanding. And then the second step is acknowledgement. Now, in the world of just enough and not enough, people think acknowledgement comes from giving. If I give, I'll receive. It's a trade. It's a negotiation. Still living in the zero-sum world, still living in a zero-sum world of giving and receiving, but acknowledgement comes from much, much more than just the idea of giving it away. It can be losing it, manipulated, stolen from it. Because for me, the definition of acknowledgement, the ability to acquire knowledge of what I've had that I've appreciated, is to acquire the knowledge by not having it anymore. It is the only way you can acknowledge what you have, is to not have it anymore. And so to acquire the knowledge is the second step of understanding how exactly the worlds of not enough and just enough exist under the stage theory. And that leads to the one that most people don't know. If you want to enter a world outside of the zero-sum game, outside of scarcity, if you want to understand how true faith works, to believe there's more than enough of everything, that there's something bigger than you, an omniscient, all-powerful, all-knowing, all-having, that protects and promotes you and loves you more than your mom, then you have to believe in a value-add world. And when you do, to represent not only appreciation and acknowledgement, to represent your faith, you have to ask for more. When you ask for help, when you ask for more, you are confirming your faith that there's more than enough of everything, that you believe in a value-add world, that when you ask for help, that you are giving value to the person you're asking for help from. And the proof is how you feel when somebody asks you for help. Because giving, receiving, and witnessing giving and receiving are all one in a unified, abundant, infinite source or community or system of thought. It's that simple. So if you want to understand how we can live in a world of more than enough, identify when you have scarce beliefs of not enough, when you're trading, negotiating, buying things you don't need to impress people you don't like, and understand there's a world greater that has a world of value add. Appreciation, acknowledgement, and ask for more. Appreciation, acknowledgement, and ask for more. You will expand. You will accelerate. You will aggregate. You will compound your outcomes. I promise you. Utilize all three stages of giving, receiving, and witnessing in order to effectuate the abundant world of more than enough. All right, Jake, I think I'm ready for another question with you if you have someone prepared.
Let's do it. Thank you for those two questions. Two great questions online. Let's bring up Anna. Anna, if you want to unmute yourself and feel free to ask David your question. Welcome, Anna.
Thank you, Jake. Hello, David. I just want to quickly let everyone know, if this is your first time listening to David or knowing of him, hearing him speak, he is just a person of integrity. Integrity is, who you are, no matter where you are. And David, heard you speak twice, once in Indiana and once at Glenn's Breakfast with Champions conference a couple of years ago. And whether you're speaking to one person or thousands of people, you are who you are, which is something I truly appreciate in individuals. And oddly enough, I'm actually driving back home to Indiana right now and did not know of the VCon conference. So I am going to be checking that out and see if I can make it this weekend, and I think I can. So looking forward to seeing you there. My question is, what changed when you were 50, and how did you decide what the content was that you were going to put out, what your message was, what your branding was going to be? Or did you know at the time? Did you just do it organically, and did it evolve on its own through your audience, from the feedback you received? Or was it more intentional in what you knew the message you wanted to share?
Yeah, thank you so much. And it has evolved, although it starts with a mission. And so my mission, or my trajectory, was to, one, teach people how to make a lot of money, help a lot of people, and have a lot of fun. And I define that as I want them to be happy, because I haven't met many people who make a lot of money, help a lot of people, and have a lot of fun each day, not be happy. And so I wanted to effectuate that with my content. I wanted to empower others to be happy, to make a lot of money, help a lot of people, and have a lot of fun. Now, I was open-minded, open-hearted, and open-handed, and humble by utilizing my values, daily practices, and execution model in order to be efficient, effective, and statistically successful in the evolution of what I've learned along the way. But at my core, I wanted to know my essence. And in order to make a lot of money, help a lot of people, and have a lot of fun, You need to know your skills, your knowledge, and your desire, because you need to know your essence. You need to find your frequency, because your frequency is your neighborhood. And the whole truth of what I was trying to do was create a neighborhood, create a community, no matter where I was, on TV shows, movies, meetups, on stages and books, podcasts, whatever I was doing, coaching, whatever I'm doing, free Friday trainings that occur on Thursdays, whatever it was, I was just going to make sure that the majority of the time I was in my essence. I was amplifying and perpetuating my skills, my knowledge, and my desire in that essence, that fingerprint. But it's evolved because I've learned so many different things from so many different people, especially about humility and about, you talk about turning 50, that old saying about how much you knew when you were 20, as you became 30, you knew less. And when you're 50, you know nothing. That really applies. The idea that I don't know what I don't know is at the core of my humility and faith that there is something bigger than me that knows everything, that protects and promotes me and loves me more than my mom. This simple thing has changed my life. A paradigm of I am, what am I doing to interfere with what I am, is a powerful shift in a paradigm that has occurred by knowing who I am and what I am. And then I can figure out what I'm doing to interfere with what I am and who I am. And I try to encourage other people by doing as much as I can for free, having groups, as well as individual help that I can give, determinative upon where you're at and meeting you where you're at. So speaking of meeting you where you're at, I can't wait to see you. We're going to do a meetup on Saturday in front of the Peyton Manning statue at Lucas Oil Field at 9:30 on Saturday. We're at VCon. We have a VIP dinner. So everyone out there that's around Indy, Ohio, Chicago, anywhere in Indiana, Bloomington, Columbus, Terre Haute, I don't care where you are, come on in and visit us. We'd love to see you. Just email me, david@dmeltzer.com. Thank you, Anna, so much for the kind words, and I cannot wait to meet you in person. Thank you. Jake?
Yes, thank you so much, Anna. I just shot you a message as well. Happy to get you any information that you need here in Indianapolis. Dave, we've got 5 minutes left here on Clubhouse. I will quickly reset the room with the 5 minutes, and then I will pass it back over to you for some questions online, if that works for you.
Yeah, we'll take one or two more questions. Go ahead, reset the room, or we can just take the questions, then you can close out the room. Your choice.
Yeah, let's do that. I will pass back off to you to take some questions online.
Awesome. All right, let's take another question here. How do you deal with the fear of someone not liking you or the content you create and put out? How do you suggest getting out of your own way? Yeah, so first of all, I have a philosophy. What you think of me is none of my business. I care about what you think, but what you think of me is none of my business. I have a hard enough time thinking about what I think about me, let alone giving a shit what you think about me and creating any comparative analysis between what I think about me and what you think about me. So therefore, what you think about me is none of my business. What you think is, and I want to meet you where you're at and find out what you like and what you don't like about what you think, and see how I can be of service or value by adding value to what you think and asking you for help to add value to what I think. But what you think of me is different than what you think, because what you think of me is none of my difference. Because I know that 10% of the people are going to love me no matter what. 10% of the people are going to hate me or protect me and promote me. And the other percent, I just want to make aware of my essence, my skills, my knowledge, and desire to see how I could be of service or value to them, or see how they could be of service or value to me. I'm creating a community, a frequency or a neighborhood of people who want to help me or know people that can help me, and vice versa, that I can help or know people that can help them. See, this is abundance. This is being an influencer, not an influencer. Influencers are out there spreading dis-ease, right? Giving snapshots or falsities in who they are and what they are and what they own. Standing in front of houses they don't own and cars that they lease or rent or don't even own. They're giving you snapshots of the best of David Meltzer. Not me. I'm going to give you David Meltzer. The best of the best and the worst of the worst. The truth of the truth, the majority of the time. And when I catch myself not doing so, I'm going to stop, drop, and roll, and hopefully only spend minutes and moments in that dis-ease, in the influence of the lies, manipulation, cheating, etc., that's inherent in human nature. And I'm encouraging other people to do the same. And so I want everyone to get out of the fear of what other people think of you. It's none of your business. Worry about or concentrate or pay attention and give intention to what you think about you and what other people think. Learn what they like and don't like and see how you can add value and vice versa. That's how we're going to do it. All right, I'm going to take one quick question, Jake. I know we got a minute. Actually, you know what? We got 1 minute. Why don't we close out the room? Let's go over everything for everyone that we have going on. We had the 500th anniversary edition today of Office Hours. Thank you so much. But go through the list. Just make sure everyone knows they can email me, david@dmeltzer.com, no matter what they want. The Stage Theory Guide, they'll always get my book for free. I will sign it, send it to you, pay for shipping. Email me, david@dmeltzer.com. Go ahead, Jake. Close out the Friday training on Thursday.
Closing out the Friday training on Thursday. Thank you so much, David, for taking your time to always do this.
Thank you, everyone. We've been doing this for over 23 years. So many different great things going on. Come see me. Check out the 500th episode of Office Hours. Check us out here in Indy at VCon. Come see me, Gary V, Clinton Sparks, Jim Quick, Austin Eckler, Michael Chandler, Jeff Hoffman, Jeffrey Fenster, Sean Dill, whoever you want to see. They're all going to be there. We have a VIP dinner at Prime 47. Come visit us in Vegas. We're going to be at Caesars. We'll be at the Wynn. We have a VIP dinner there with some great Vegas personalities as well. And get the guide. Learn the stage theory. The whole world is your stage. Let me help you. If it's free, it's we. Most importantly, be kind to your future self. Do good deeds. Be more interested than interesting. Come see me. I'm all over. I can't wait to see you. And at the very least, email me, david@dmeltzer.com. Thank you, everyone.